Okay, so what is the very next adjective or verb or noun? What are you saying right after this happened? And where did it happen? And how did it happen? And most importantly, why did it happen? Welcome to Koi Tutoring Services. We're in the middle of a series called Tool Rules. So here's what we've looked at thus far. Rule 1, get the right tool for the job. 2, what works in one situation might not work in another. 3, old isn't always obsolete. 4, calibrate or miss the mark. 5, if it ain't broke, it just might be ready to break. And 6, patience makes all the difference. Okay, think back the last 24 hours of your busy, perhaps hectic, maybe relaxing life. When in that time did you get affected by someone's impatience? Maybe it was your own impatience, or maybe it was the impatience of a spouse or family member or friend, co-worker, whomever. All right. One of the biggest problems, of course, of our times is impatience, right? How has impatience affected you in the last 24 hours? Has this happened to you? Maybe, it was raining really hard and you were just finishing building the shed in the backyard. You had all kinds of stuff moved in, but you just had to add a couple more pieces of 2x3 just to give extra support. And you were hammering and hammering, and your hammer, of course, was wet. And you hammered the nail, and this is a thick nail, right? And you've got a bunch more of these to put into place to give supports to the frame, and these nails keep bending, all right? And of course, you do the usual, but you have run out of time, and you've got a bunch of other things to do, and you get frustrated, and so the nail just doesn't come out the way you want, and you are frustrated. So impatience nails us from all directions, all right? When's the last time you actually counted to 10? Don't you get impatient when someone tells you that you're impatient? That's another problem, right? All right, so impatience really, really hampers us and really knocks us off our feet more often than not, right? Has anyone ever in your life told you that you're impatient? That's a really, really tough thing to hear, especially when you've got a to-do list that you're going through. All right. But a tool rule list would not be complete if we did not talk about patience. Okay. Now, way back when I was in high school, I worked for a contractor. And, this was back in the, in the wonderful, olden days of the 80s when I got paid $2.50 an hour. So this contractor had me, nailing plywood and so on, and I used this very same hammer, and he showed me how he was able to drive a nail in basically 2 swings. And I still can't believe it, because I come close, but not like that. So because of his experience, he was able to work pretty quickly and pretty efficiently. But nonetheless, that didn't help him to become any more patient. So whether or not we're experienced doesn't necessarily give us more patience, does it? Or how about when we get older, we get wiser, and do we become more patient? Hopefully we do, all right? Now, impatience afflicts us all throughout, all the different stages of our lives, right? Do you remember being impatient as maybe a 6 or 7-year-old or a 5-year-old who finally was shown how to ride a bike, and you said, no, don't hold me, I want to go on my own. And you're biking down the sidewalk, and you start to wobble and you wipe out. You were impatient, right? But you thought you had it. Okay, now we go forward and we go into school, and we get sometimes, the sense of impatience when we're in a class and maybe things are going too slowly, or maybe we don't understand the math and we get impatient and we want to learn it right away, and we don't want to practice. Now we go into high school, and we maybe, go into college or workplace or university. Impatience, again, comes at us from all directions. How patient are you? Is patience a priority in your life? It certainly needs to become more of a priority in probably most of our lives. So just a note of encouragement. The next time you swing your hammer and it goes like this, I'm not going to tell you the words to say or not say because we've all been there, but could you work on it a little differently so that you don't get as angry, so that maybe you're a little more patient? Patience really, really pays off in all kinds of ways, right? So from one impatient person to perhaps anyone out there who's maybe struggling with this, good luck, and it's worth pursuing. Next time, we look at our final 7th rule for tools. Bye for now.